Five Nights at Freddy's is having a collaboration with Popeyes and not a pizza place, which is the weirdest thing I've ever seen. Call of Duty might actually be outsold by another shooter since 2006 this year, though we're still on hold to see if it happens. And 17 years later, Ubisoft is still hiring for Beyond Good and Evil 2. We're going to be talking about all three of those topics today. My name is the Techno Jelly. Please hit that subscribe button. I really appreciate it. If you do, it really supports the channel. It's free, and if you want to change your mind, you can just unsubscribe. Now let's get right into the video. So Five Nights at Freddy's is a really popular horror game, and they have a movie coming out, Five Nights at Freddy's 2, the sequel to Five Nights at Freddy's 1, obviously. And they are having a promotional campaign for the movie. And the collaboration for this campaign is Popeyes, and they're doing a Popeyes Freddy Fazbear Crunch menu item, which is the very first collaboration menu item for Popeyes ever, it seems like, at least according to Dexerto, which I found this story, which is pretty insane to say because Popeyes has been around for quite a while, and I swear they had other collaboration themed menu items, but apparently this is the very first time that it's done something like this, which is really interesting to see. And I do think the menu item looks good, and Popeyes is a pretty good fried chicken place. But I can't believe, and many other people can't believe, that the Five Nights at Freddy's movie / game isn't doing a collaboration with a pizza place, because Freddy Fazbear's Pizzeria is a pizza place, and it is doing a collaboration with Popeyes that doesn't sell pizza. Now, once again, the meal looks good. Like, it doesn't look bad. Like, it looks like good chicken because it's Popeyes. So, like, you know, it's good chicken. But it's so strange that pizzeria horror game isn't having a collaboration with any of the pizza places. Like, I thought Pizza Hut or Papa John's or Pizza or just some pizza place would have a collaboration with them for this marketing campaign, but apparently not. And I'm still very shocked that it isn't happening because it feels like it's a no-brainer. Like, I feel like this is a no-duh moment for everyone, but I feel like maybe I'm just not thinking creatively enough. Maybe it was too obvious, or maybe they didn't think they could do something unique enough to do something. Or I guess it could just be one of those things where they couldn't agree on an idea or a deal, because obviously there is money to be made in collaborations like this, and maybe the pizza places just didn't think it was a good idea. And also, to be fair, it is a horror game and it's a horror movie as well, at least from my knowledge. To be fair, I have not watched the first one, but the game franchise itself is a horror game, and it's a messed up horror game. People die, kids die in Freddy Fazbear's Pizzeria. So maybe they just don't want to associate themselves with that brand, and Popeyes is the only one, or one of the ones that had the best deal, willing to do a collaboration with the FNAF franchise. Because, I mean, like, the deal itself looks pretty good. It is a 3 classic or spicy chicken tenders coated in garlic parmesan rub, warm garlic crusty cheesy bites with marinara, a cupcake, and a drink. Which, you know, sounds good. I don't see the price, unfortunately. Oh, okay. I have found the price. The Freddy Fazbear's Deluxe box is $12.99, and the Freddy Fazbear box is $7.99. And the Deluxe edition looks like it adds the cupcake and a beverage. And the regular box does not have the cupcake and the beverage. But you can also get the cheesy bites and the cupcake separately for $3.99 if you just want those things. So, I mean, like I said, it looks good. But I can't believe it's not pizza based, or even just like anything. Like, I guess the marinara sauce is kind of pizza stuff, but like there's 0 pizza items in this. It's a pizzeria. And also there's nothing really Freddy Fazbear about it. Like, maybe the cupcake because of like the cupcakes for the birthday parties that they had at Freddy Fazbear's Pizza. But like the meal itself is just a meal. Like, it's just the Popeyes menu. Like, there isn't anything really special. The only thing I see on it is that the cup that the drink comes in says Five Nights at Freddy's 2, and that's it. So it's very strange. And also, once again, it is also an American only collaboration, which most of these things are, which is why I find them kind of annoying, because I can never eat them if I wanted to eat them. I would have loved to be in the back room to the meetings of these things, because it's just, there's nothing to do with Five Nights at all. Once again, maybe the cupcake, because the cupcake has that pink sauce on it. It looks like a balloon boy thing. I think I remember seeing in one of those the games. Another problem is I also haven't played the games. I've only watched the games. So I don't really know what you could have done, because I don't remember pizza, like even though you're in a pizzeria, I don't remember there being a pizza item or anything like that. Maybe in the later games, because it became more of an interaction thing, because before it was kind of like you played in one room and that's it, but the later games had a lot more to it. And I'm not a huge horror game fan. I am a coward, and I don't generally find them fun because I don't find being scared fun. So that is a skill issue on my end. So maybe it does have things to do with it. But as a casual fan of Five Nights at Freddy's, as someone who watches it, I watched all the NatPat videos back in the day, the game theory videos, and watched all the playthroughs, like when Markiplier was playing it when it first came out and stuff like that. So I know some of it, so I don't see anything related, and it's so strange. I mean, to be fair, it is the movies, so maybe the movies are different from the games, but from what I know, people enjoyed the first movie because it was somewhat related to the game. Like, obviously there's differences in movies, games to movies, there always is, but even some of the better ones that people really like the Mario and Sonic movies, they're still relatively the same. And people really like the Minecraft movie, but I consider that a bad movie. It's a fun movie, but a bad movie. So it's so interesting to see that this collaboration, one, it's Popeye's first ever collaboration themed menu item, which is crazy. I can't believe this is the first time Popeye's has ever done this, because they've been around for a while. And second, I can't believe that it's not a pizza place. It's a fried chicken place. But hey, if it gets people to buy stuff and see the movie, I guess that's all that really matters. Moving on to Black Ops 7, not selling as well as it used to. Call of Duty Black Ops 7 is kind of a bad game, and especially the campaign. I've seen so many people talking how bad this campaign is. I haven't enjoyed Call of Duty in a very long time. I kind of enjoyed 2019. I kind of enjoyed Warzone, but it feels like, not to like pull that card out of my hat, I'm just not the target audience anymore. I'm not a teenager, and it just doesn't seem to be marketed to me anymore. And that's totally fine. I'm not complaining about that. I'm just like, I'm over Call of Duty. The last one I truly enjoyed, I feel like, was Call of Duty World at War, which was a very long time ago. And I did enjoy World War II, but that was more of a nostalgia World War II game, and I didn't enjoy those loot boxes and stuff like that, all that's terrible stuff. So I only played it for a little bit. But even though I've fallen out of love of Call of Duty, the general audience hasn't. And Call of Duty is still one of the best-selling games that year, every year it's released, and it's released every year. There's very few games that come close to outselling it. It has happened a couple times over the years, but generally, if it is, it's not a shooter. The last time a shooter outsold it was in 2006 when Gears of War came out, and the video game industry was very different back then. And the last first-person shooter was Battlefront 2 in 2005. But it was that was before Call of Duty Modern Warfare, if I remember correctly. Call of Duty 3 was 2005, if I remember correctly. No, sorry, it was actually Call of Duty 2 that was 2005, and it was Call of Duty 3 in 2006, which makes sense because those two games, while good games, and I've enjoyed playing them both, was just before Call of Duty 4. When Call of Duty 4 came out, that's when everything popped off for Call of Duty, and that's when it became the dominant game in the first-person genre. Because before that, there were still arguments that other games could hang with it, like I said, or like GameSpot said. Gears of War outsold in 2006, and Battlefront 2 outsold in 2005. And then Call of Duty 4 happened, and it buried the competition until 2013 when GTA 5 came out. And I think it's safe to say GTA 5 is a worthy game to the Call of Duties. Red Dead Redemption beat it in 2018, which isn't too surprising. Red Dead Redemption 2 is a huge game, and Hogwarts Legacy beat it in 2023. Was a crazy outbreak title for that studio, even though people can't have problems with Hogwarts in general, though most people have people who created Hogwarts, not with Hogwarts itself, which is understandable. But those games weren't shooters. The FPS genre has been dominated by Call of Duty, at least in paid to play games, because like Fortnite does dominate and stuff like that. So it makes sense that Call of Duty is still on top, but Call of Duty has been going downhill basically for a long time, honestly, but it's been really apparent since Modern Warfare 3, the remake, Modern Warfare 3. And not a lot of people have been happy with it. I've seen so many bad things about Black Ops 7. The single player game where you can't pause it because it's always online. It's forced co-op, so you have to unsquad if you want to play it by yourself. There's no difficulty slider. The game makes no sense. has a lot of AI stuff in it. And like when I say a lot, I mean a lot. Like it's not just art. It's very obviously written by AI as well. Or the people who wrote this game need to rethink their jobs because they are not good writers, or they were being forced to use something like a chat GPT or something like that. Like I don't want to be too mean to the people. If they really did just try their best, then if this was your first time trying to write a video game script, then I would understand. But if you are anywhere experienced, makes no sense. Like you have to tell me that you are forced to do something, or you had to do things. Some parameters were put on you that made it so this script sucks. Because Call of Duty has had decent scripts in the past. The stories of Call of Duty, while you're not gonna make like the best story in a Call of Duty game, but Call of Duty stories can be good, and they could be decent. They could be exciting or interesting or thought provoking. We're not asking for a novel to be written and the bestseller. But it's just not happening right now. And it seems that people kind of agree because Black Ops 7 isn't selling as good as it used to. The PC numbers are horrible for Black Ops 7. Now, once again, Call of Duty has always been a console game. So PC numbers aren't generally that reflective. So it's difficult to say truly what the numbers are going to be overall, but it truly tanked on PC this time. Like it didn't even break 100,000 players for Black Ops 7 when it came out, which is unheard of because ever since Call of Duty has been on PC on release, it's always broken the 100,000 player mark, especially in the launch windows. But Black Ops 7 barely even hit it. It hit 90-something thousand at its peak player count, where Battlefield 6 is going crazy and still going up. Things like Arc Raiders is also going up. So it feels like the shooter game genre, especially on PC, is much more crowded than it used to be. And people are just sick and tired of Call of Duty. I feel like we're at that point where Call of Duty can't even hit the nostalgia well anymore. Like we're just dried up. That well is super dried up. And I just don't see how they can bring it back at all. And we're also at a thing where we're at Black Ops 7, guys. Like let's start something new. Let's get some new characters. Let's do something new. Like, I understand people didn't like Ghosts or Advanced Warfighter or Warfare or Call of Duty World War II, but at least we're getting different characters in different settings and different attempts at something else. We're on Black Ops 7, guys. Let's let Black Ops go to the wayside. Let's put it down. Let's put Black Ops down. Let's try something else. Because I'm not saying you shouldn't not make Call of Duty games, I'm not saying that. But and I'm also not saying you should try to make a Call of Duty game that I would like, because then you wouldn't be making a Call of Duty game most likely. But it's obviously something is not working here, and I think the problem is people are fatigued or just sick and tired of the same settings over and over and over again, the same characters over and over and over again. It's a joke that the Black Call of Duty is the same game every year, but it really is this time. Like it really is. It's literally the 7th game for Black Ops, and Modern Warfare 3 was the 3rd game in a remake of a series. So it's like, where's the originality, guys? When the first Black Ops came out, it was insane. When the first Modern Warfare came out, it was insane. When World at War came out, it was insane. Like, we're at a point where, guys, let's try to start a new Call of Duty. And also, the campaigns need to stop being Warzone maps. I think another problem is that the single player and the actual multiplayer of Call of Duty, Microsoft and Activision just don't care about it. I know Microsoft has only been there for a little bit, but it definitely feels like what's happening behind the scenes, they only truly care about Warzone. So it's going to be interesting to see how that affects it. Like, I enjoyed Warzone when it first came out, but I am definitely Battle Royale fatigued, especially considering how the Warzone maps are just so huge. It's so boring nowadays. And I just feel like everyone is sick and tired of Call of Duty right now. I'm saying that it's still going to sell a lot. I'm not saying it's going to actually be a financial failure, because it most likely isn't. But I do feel like on the single player side, at least, we need to start doing new things. When I say new things, I'm not saying going back to advanced movement and all that type of stuff, because Call of Duty players hated that. But at least new characters, new settings, new something, because Black Ops is done, Modern Warfare is done. Let's put those things away, guys. you've gone so hard on the nostalgia that the well is dry. Let's try to get something new here, because obviously people are sick and tired of it. But unfortunately, I don't think that's going to happen, because Microsoft is, unfortunately, turns out Microsoft is not a good company, and it seems that Microsoft is going really ham on the AI stuff, and they're being forced to use AI very obviously, because Black Ops 7 is riddled with AI stuff. Black Ops 6 was riddled with AI stuff as well. So it seems that I feel like Call of Duty is actually going to get worse until it gets better here, because they're going to be forced to use AI tools all the time when it isn't needed. And AI terribleness is just going to be in there. So I feel like it's going to be a couple years of really bad Call of Duty games, and we're going to have to the Call of Duty fans are just going to have to wait and hope that the bubble bursts for AI, and then they can just go back to making decent video games. Because so far, Call of Duty Black Ops 7, while not probably a financial failure, is a failure of a game. It's the lowest rated game ever for Call of Duty, and it's just sad. It's in a sad state. So hopefully it gets better, but it's going to get worse before it gets better because of Microsoft, unfortunately. And to end off on this somewhat somber story, Ubisoft has been working on Beyond Good and Evil for a very long time. It was announced in the early 2010s, and they are still working on it. The last time we saw it publicly was 2017, according to Eurogamer, which I agree with. That's the last time I remember seeing a trailer. It was during E3. And there are job listings for a sound designer for Beyond Good and Evil 2, which is insane to see. Because, like, what do you mean you're still hiring for this game? This game's been announced for over a decade at this point. Like, how much left is there for this game to be made? I don't understand what is left for this game. Just, it's coming to a point where I've actually kind of wish they would just cancel it. Because whatever this game is going to be when it does come out, I feel like it's going to be such a mess of different projects. It's going to be exactly what happened to Bloodlines 2, Vampire Masquerade Bloodlines 2. The game is going to be maybe okay, but it's not going to be the game that people were showed years and years and years ago, which happened with Bloodlines 2. Bloodlines 2 had a huge tonal shift and game direction shift to the point where it is not a sequel to Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines. It's a completely different spin-off game. And I'm worried that that's what's happening to Beyond Good and Evil 2, because at this point, the original game came out in the early 2000s. So how much has changed since that time behind the scenes? We've seen what's changed in gaming over time. Obviously, we all have eyes. So I just can't imagine this game being the same game it was trying to be, even in 2017. Like, even if we go by to the last time we saw it in 2017, it's been almost 10 years since then. It's literally been almost 10 years at this point since the last trailer, and I can't believe they're still trying to hire for it. And this is also after Ubisoft is also trying to push some AI stuff too, so who knows what's going to happen. And I just don't see a good outcome for this game at all. I don't know why they're even bothering at this point. I'm so confused, honestly. This whole thing is me being confused, because I don't get why Ubisoft even cares anymore. Because they're so down bad for good reputation and good anything at this point, because everything has been downhill from all the Assassin's Creed games, from the new Far Cry games, from the new leaks of the new Far Cry game, because the new leaks for the Far Cry 7 is not looking good, because people are, if the leaks are true, it has this weird extraction mode that no one's asking for, because who wants to play an extraction mode in Far Cry? No, that sounds awful. PvP in a Far Cry game sounds terrible. The shooting is not that good for PvP, in my opinion. Like, it's going to be a completely different game, so it shouldn't be called Far Cry 7. Like, I wonder why companies like this seem to forget that, you can make a game and not number it Far Cry 7. Like, if you want a extraction Far Cry game, don't make Far Cry 7, make a Far Cry extraction game. Like, you can do that. It's possible. And I'm just wondering why Beyond Good and Evil 2 even exists. I feel bad if the reason it still exists is because developers still believe in the project and they still want to make it. And if that is true, I feel so bad for them, because no matter what is going to happen, this game, when it comes out, is not going to be as good as people want it to be. And I don't think it's going to sell very well, because the hype has been dead for a long time. Like, you can't revive hypes. You can only revive hype so many times. And there was a revival of hype for Beyond Good and Evil 2. But the problem is, it's been 10 years since the last trailer. And that trailer wasn't even gameplay, if I remember correctly. It was just it was a CG trailer. So I can't believe that we're still even talking about it. I thought, honestly, I thought it was canceled. But the fact that they're still hiring for the game, first of all, why are you still hiring for this game? It's been in development for like 10 years. I really want to see the documentary about this game's development cycle, because holy cow, it's going to be a mess. And I can't imagine how terrible this has gone for everyone. But I do want a good game to come out of it. I just don't think it's going to, and I'm really sad to say that. But hopefully it does come out and it is good. Luckily, the AI stuff hasn't, there's no AI mention in the job posting itself. It is just a technical sound designer job, it looks like. It looks like it's a regular job. So it's going to be interesting to see if it actually anything happens, or if the position is even covered. Because also, who wants to go work for Ubisoft right now? Like, that is a risk, I feel like. So who knows? If someone does get this job, I hope it goes well, and I hope the development goes well. It's not going to, but I hope. There's still hope. But other than that, yeah, it's, oh gosh, the whole situation is terrible. Every time Ubisoft comes up, it's just oh no, here we go again. Thank you everyone for watching today's video. I really appreciate it. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. You can do that. And if you change your mind, you can just unsubscribe. I completely understand. Like the video if you liked it. Hit that dislike button if you dislike it. Once again, completely understand. Comment down below what you guys think about any 3 of these stories, with the Five Nights at Freddy's stuff, the Call of Duty stuff, or the Beyond Good and Evil 2 stuff. I really love to hear your thoughts on any of them. If you would like to support me directly, please go over to my Patreon at patreon.com/thetechnojelly. You join the credits, just like all of these nice people going along the screen, and you get some access to exclusive perks as well, like a once a month live stream that we do, and you can vote on. If you'd like to follow me on other platforms, I have a Twitch, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, Blue Sky, and Threads, all at the Technojelly. Thank you everyone for watching, and I'll see you in another video. Goodbye everyone.